Uh, Today is September 7, 2023. Welcome to today's BAC meeting. For the roll call, for the BAC members, we have Captain Edgardo G. Diaz, Chairperson, Attorney Roberto Martin S. Benventura, sir,
Present online.
Captain Florendo Consultancy Aquino III, sir. He's online, sir. Engineer Ronaldo R. Lumibao, sir.
Yeah, present online.
Miss Amneres T. Gabriel, ma'am.
Present. Good morning.
Engineer Leandro R. Vargas, sir.
Present, good morning.
Uh, for the provisional members, we have end user from ADMS, ANS, and also present are the members of the BAC Technical Working Committee, Technical Working Group, and the BAC Secretariat. Also invited were observers from COA, PCI, NGA, ABGFI, PICE, AIS, IAS, PCAI, and PADPAO. Yes, sir. We have a quorum, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Considering we do have a quorum, let's proceed with the agenda items. I think first we have the pre-bid conference for the project structural consultancy for the new CAAP building. They have prospective bidders for this.
Yes, sir. Good morning. The TWG will present for the pre-bid conference of the project entitled Structural Consultancy of five-story new CAAP building under bid number 23-022-07 with the amount of 2,499,999.60.
May bidders tayo online.
We'll check po, sir. Sir, as per checking dito sa attendees natin, sir, wala po.
Okay. In any case, just to follow the GPVP procedure, let's do the presentation regardless. Please proceed.
Yes, Mr. Chair, good morning. Mr. Gary, good morning. And to the members of the Business Awards Committee. I will be presenting to you the pre-bid conference for this project, the procurement of structural consultancy of five-story new CAAP building. Permission to proceed, Mr. Chair. Thank you. This project is with the bid number 23-022-07 with an amount of with an ABC of 2,499,999.60. This is an CAAP APPCY 2023 project. And for the eligibility documents requirement, as initially submitted by the prospective bidder during the submission of eligibility submission prior to the shortlisting. Again, for item 1.2, the list of registered professionals authorized by the appropriate regulatory body to practice profession with a personnel or minimum qualification, one ASEP member structural engineer with a minimum years of experience of 5 years and a proof of profession, which is the valid license, and one civil engineer with a minimum years of experience of 3 years and with the valid license as proof of profession, and also two CAD operator with minimum of 2 years of experience, with also a valid license as proof of profession, and also for one document specialist with 1 year experience and with valid license as proof of profession. For item 1.3, no further instructions were given. For item 2.1A, I, in connection to GPPB Circular 07/2017, dated 31 July of 2017, the bidder shall have the following options. A is to submit the certificate of PhilJEP's registration and platinum membership, including its Annex A, in lieu of the uploaded Class A eligibility documents identified in Section 8.5.2 of the revised implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 9184, provided that all Class A eligibility documents listed under the aforesaid Annex A are all uploaded and maintained current and updated in the PhilJEP's registry. For B, submit a combination of the PhilJEP's registration and platinum membership, including its Annex A and Class A eligibility documents identified in Section 8.5.2 of the revised IRR of RA 9184, in the event that the pursued Class A eligibility documents listed in Annex A of the PhilJEP's registration and platinum membership is or are reflected to be outdated. The bidder shall submit such current and updated Class A eligibility document. For option C, submit all the Class A eligibility documents only, provided that the PhilJEP's registration and platinum membership shall be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. Note that Class A eligibility documents shall include the following: registry certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission or DTI, or for sole proprietorship, or CDA for cooperatives, and certificate of incorporation or article of incorporation or amended articles of incorporation shall be accepted in lieu of the SEC registration certificate. Next requirement is the mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. Third is the tax clearance for EO 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the BIR. And lastly is the audited financial statement stamped received by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submissions. For item 2.1A, 2, the statement of all ongoing and completed government and private contracts shall include all such contracts within the last 10 years prior to the deadline of the submission and receipt of eligibility documents. Bidder shall refer to the attached prescribed format for TD Form 1 and TD Form 2. For item 2.1A 2.7, there were no further instructions given. For item 2.1A3, statement on principles and key staff for consulting services involving regulated profession, including their respective curriculum vitae. Bidders shall refer to the attached prescribed format for TD Form 3. For item 4.2, each prospective bidder shall submit one original and two copies of each eligibility documents. For item 4.3E, the CAAP's back address is at Civil Division of the Philippines Business Awards Committee. This is in CAAP, Mia Road, corner, United Avenue, 1300 Pasay City, Metro Manila. For item 9.1, for the purpose, similar contracts shall refer to contracts involving preparation of consultancy services for the structural engineering and design for new building. Related projects shall refer to consultancy service for the structural engineering and design for new building. For item 9.2, this will be the computation for shortlisting. The quality cost-based evaluation selection will be the reference, and it will be given with the following points: 30 points for the applicable experience of the firm, 50% for the qualification of personnel who may be assigned to the job, vis-a-vis extent and complexity of the undertaking, and 20 points for the job capacity in total of 100%. 100 points, sorry. These are the forms required for the eligibility requirements: TD Form 1, TD Form 2, and TD Form 3. For the next part, previously, one bidder has been notified for passing or being included in the shortlisted bidder for this project, and shall submit the following document. Sorry. For the bid data sheets, uh, this is for the technical document. Again, the procuring entity is Civil Division 30 of the Philippines. The evaluation procedure for this is quality cost-based evaluation selection. And again, as per the requirement, for 10.1C, the minimum required experience of proposed professional staff is as follows. The same as above stated. And for item 11.2, the financial proposal requires the completion of 6 forms, particularly the FPF1, FPF2, FPF3, FPF4, FPF5, and FPF6, including Annex B, the bill of quantities as an additional requirement. Sorry for that, Mr. Chair. I think I jumped. Sorry for that, Mr. Chair. I'll proceed directly to the terms and reference for this project. The TUR for this project, for the structural engineering services for of the new CAAP building at CAAP main office. First is the purpose is to conduct structural engineering review or evaluation and certification of the existing structural plans for the construction of new CAAP building composing of 5-story building in order to determine, analyze, and confirm the structural design stability of the building. Furthermore, to recommend a preferable structural design based on the results of the said evaluation. As for the background, the CAAP is mandated to provide safe, reliable, and efficient air transport system and facilities, as well as promote the economic viability, develop operational and safety functions of civil aviation. It is also mandated to provide structures that are safe and supported by indissoluble foundation and structurally stable buildings that can withstand the climatic and geological changes. Currently, the authority is in the process of restructuring its organization. Relative to this, there will be an increase of its manpower and cannot be accommodated by the existing CAAP admin building capacity. Therefore, the admin is prepared DED for the construction of new CAAP building to cater such increase of manpower at a time that the said restructuring is approved. Furthermore, ADMS requires the hiring of consultants to review, evaluate the plans of the proposed building, particularly structural plans, since there is no structural engineer in CAAP. Likewise, the location of the proposed structure is just 5.4 kilometers away from the active West Valley Fault. The structural engineering service is required to verify the structural design of sub and superstructure to guarantee its safety and integrity. Thus, it is then recommended to employ services from the structural consultancy firm to conduct evaluation and provide appropriate recommendations for the construction of new CAAP building. As for the general requirements, the structural engineering services must cover the terms of this project and must be done in accordance with the approved plans, specifications, and technical requirements. And consultant must conduct review or evaluation of structural plans of the proposed five-story new CAAP building to validate the existing structural design. Third is the consultant shall provide recommendations based on the results of the conducted review or evaluation and must issue certification of structural integrity. Fourth is the execution of the activities they stated in the program and scope of work and provision of structural review report, engineering drawings, and certificate of structural integrity signed and sealed by an ASEP member structural engineer. Structural engineer of the contractor must render his service for the whole duration of the contract, including his or her attendance for all coordination and technical meetings. And for item F, structural design evaluation or report must be submitted within 60 calendar days upon receipt of notice to proceed. And last is the structural engineer of the contractor shall conduct site inspection or supervision 8 times a month or as requested by the client to ensure that the structure is built in accordance with the structural design and conditions. Preparation of reports or recommendations based on the conducted site inspection or supervision must be submitted to ADMS engineer. For the eligibility of the contractor must have a minimum of 5 years experience in structural engineering assessment, review, and certification with complete project cost not less than 50% of the ABC. The contractor shall provide the following technical personnel to carry out the work as defined by the terms of this project as directed by the ADMS engineer. Again, one ASEP member, structural engineer, one civil engineer, two CAD operator, and one document specialist with the specified requirements of years of experience and the other requirements. The qualification or experience of all personnel shall that will be assigned in the project shall be subject to the approval of the ADMS engineer. The above mentioned personnel shall work under the direct supervision of the ADMS engineer. For item 5, for the terms of reference, set work or data gathering and laboratory tests. The contractor shall conduct ocular inspection to check the proposed location of the project and to have an idea of what would be the type of foundation that will be used. Second is the CAAP should provide the geotechnical data of the proposed site to be used by the contractor in performing substructure evaluation or design. And third is audio technical laboratory test will be provided by CAAP and submitted to the contractor for their reference. And for item six of this TOR, structural analysis and design. The determination of design loadings based on the proposed structure and based on the requirements of the National Structural Code of the Philippines, the 7th edition, 2015, and the IBC latest edition. Conduct comprehensive structural design analysis using computer-aided software and programs. Analyze existing designs, structural integrity in resisting gravity, lateral, and seismic loads in accordance with the governing building and lateral structural engineering codes. Third is to analyze the structure for possible failures and weak points for additional reinforcements or increase in structural dimensions, and specify structural members to where additional reinforcements, increase in material strength or dimensions, and or additional connection details are required. And fourth is the contractor must provide reports from the design analysis generated by structural design software. For item 7 of the TOR, evaluation and report. The contractor shall provide labor, materials, and equipment necessary for the preparation and submission of the structural assessment and review report. B is the contractor shall prepare structural engineering report inclusive of actual site photos, structural analysis and review, conclusion, final recommendation, and structural design. C is the contractor shall submit at least uh, two copies of final structural engineering report upon completion of field works and design analysis. The report shall provide details and description of the work. Field investigation work. These are the details that is needed in the report. The field investigation work, or the description of the project, location plan, photograph of actual field work. Second is the test results and findings of the structural investigation, which is based on the test results, comprehensive structural design and analysis. Third is the engineering design considerations. This is the structural condition and design scheme, the structural design parameters and other considerations. Fourth is the evaluation and recommendations, or the potential structural solution and construction schemes shall also be presented. And fifth is the structural design. This is the investigation of stability, strength, and rigidity of structure based on the conducted analysis. And another requirement for item 7 of this TOR is the submitted report must be signed by a licensed Association of Structural Engineers of the Philippines, member structural engineer, and must be forwarded to ADMS. Item 8 for this TOR is the certification. The contractor must submit a certificate of structural stability of the proposed project once the structures pass the design analysis and are ready for construction. In the event that the proposed structure failed the design analysis, the contractor must issue the certificate once all recommendation and rectification on the design are complied. The certificate must be signed and sealed by an ASAP member structural engineer. And for the terms of payment, per item 9 of this TOR, the payment shall be made 64% upon submission of structural evaluation or design and other necessary deliverables, and 36% upon completion of structural components in accordance with the terms of this project. Sorry for that, Mr. Chair. To proceed for the bid data sheet for this project, ITB clause. For ITB clause 1.1, again, the procuring entity of this project is the CAAP, and the evaluation procedure is quality cost-based evaluation selection. And for ITB clause 11.2 requirement, the financial proposal requires completion of 6 forms, particularly FPF1, FPF2, FPF3, FPF4, FPF5, and FPF6, including Annex B Bill of Quantities as an additional requirement. For ITB clause 11.6, the procuring entity shall withhold all taxes prescribed by applicable laws, rules, and regulations. For ITB clause 11.7, the ABC is 2,499,999 pesos and 60 cents. Any bid with the financial component exceeding this amount shall not be accepted. For ITB clause 13.1, the bid prices shall be quoted in Philippine pesos. For ITB clause 13.3, there were no further instructions given. And for ITB clause 14.1, bids will be valid until 120 calendar days from the date of opening of bids. For ITB clause 15.1, the bid security shall be limited to a bid security declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. First is the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash, cashier's or manager's check. Second is the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit. And third is the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in a form of surety bond. For ITB clause 15.2, the bid security shall be valid until 120 calendar days from the date of the opening bids. And ITB clause 15.5B3, there were no further instructions given. For ITB clause 16.4, please take note for the prospective bidder that each and every page thereof shall be initialed, signed by the duly authorized representative or representatives of the bidder. Take note that submitted eligibility, technical, and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs or ear tab and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form, for example, page 3 of 100. That is the page number of the last page of the document per envelope basis. Pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. And take note that bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. For ITB clause 17.1, bids not complying with ITB 17.1 shall be disqualified. Also for ITB clause 17.2, bids not complying with ITB clause 17.2 shall be disqualified. ITB 17.1, ITB 17.1 is under the sealing and markings of bids unless otherwise indicated in the BDS. Consultants shall enclose the original technical proposal prescribed in ITB clause 10 in one sealed envelope marked original technical proposal, and the original of the financial proposal in other sealed envelope marked original financial proposal, sealing them all in an outer envelope marked original bid. And for 17.2, each copy of the first and second envelopes shall be marked similarly sealed duly marking the inner envelopes as copy number, technical proposal, and copy number for financial proposal, and the outer envelope as copy number, respectively. The envelopes containing the original and the copies shall be enclosed in one single envelope. And for item 17.3, each bidder shall submit one original and two copies of the first and second components of its bid. For 17.4, all envelopes must be labeled as follows. Name of the contract to be bid in capital letters. Name and address of bidder in capital letters. Name and address of the procuring entities back identified in the ITB clause number 10.1. And D is bear the specific identification of this bidding process indicated in the invitation to bid. E is bear a warning, do not open before the date and time for the opening of bids in accordance with ITB clause 21. This is an example. And for item 18, ITB clause 18, the address for the submission of bids is, again, Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, Bids and Works Committee, Via Road, corner Ninoy Aquino Avenue, 1300, Pasay City, Metro Manila. For the date and time of the opening of bids, the BAC Secretariat will be issuing changes for this date. The address for the opening of bids, again, the same with the above. For item 21.5, the evaluation procedure is quality cost-based evaluations or selection. The following processes for the opening and evaluation of bids shall be adopted. The technical proposal together with the financial proposal shall be considered in the ranking of consultants. The technical proposals shall be evaluated first using the criteria in ITB clause 25.2. The financial proposals of the consultants who meet the minimum technical score shall then be opened. B is the quality cost-based evaluation procedure shall be used. The technical and financial proposal shall be given 80% and 20% weights, respectively. The Hope shall approve or disapprove the recommendations of the BAC within 2 calendar days after receipt of the results of the evaluation from the BAC. After approval by the Hope of the highest rated bid, the BAC shall, within 3 days, notify and invite the consultant with the highest rated bid for negotiation. The letter of notification, sorry, the BAC shall inform the consultant of the issues and the technical proposal the BAC may wish to clarify during negotiations. Item E, the negotiations shall be in accordance with ITB clause 27, provided that the amount indicated in the financial envelope shall be made as the basis for negotiations and the total contract amount shall not exceed the amount indicated in the envelope and the ABC stated in ITB clause 11.7. For ITB clause 25.3, the numerical weight and the minimum required ST for each criterion are as follows. Applicable experience of the firm, 30 points. Qualification of key or organic personnel who may be assigned to the project is 50 points. And for the job capacity is 20 points. This is the total of 100 points. And for the minimum ST required to pass is 70 points. The attention of the consultant is drawn to technical proposal forms. Bids must adhere to the maximum number of pages outlined in clause 10.2b. For ITB clause 26.1, the opening of financial proposal shall be for the date stipulated. We will be issuing a bid bulletin for this. For ITB clause 26.2, after the evaluation of quality is completed, the procuring entity shall notify those consultants whose bids did not meet the minimum qualifying mark or were considered non-responsive to the bidding documents and TOR, indicating that their financial proposals shall be returned unopened after completing the selection process. The procuring entity shall simultaneously notify the consultants that have secured the minimum qualifying mark, indicating the date and time set for opening the financial proposals. The opening date shall not be sooner than 2 weeks after the notification date unless otherwise specified in ITB clause 26.1 by registered letter, facsimile, or electronic mail. The financial proposal shall be opened publicly in the presence of the consultants' representatives who choose to attend. The name of the consultant, the quality scores, and the proposed prices shall be read aloud and recorded when the financial proposals are open. The procuring entity shall prepare minutes for the public opening. The BAC shall determine whether the financial proposals are complete, whether all the documents mentioned in Article Clause 11 are present, and all items of the corresponding technical proposal shall that are required to be priced are so priced. If not, the procuring entity shall reject the proposal. The BAC shall correct any computational errors and convert prices in various currencies to the Philippine peso at the rate indicated in ITB Clause 13. The financial proposal shall not exceed the ABC and shall be deemed to include the cost of all taxes, duties, fees, levies, and other charges imposed under the applicable laws. The evaluation shall include all such taxes, duties, fees, levies, and other charges imposed under the applicable laws, where the special tax privileges are granted to a particular class or nationality or consultant by virtue of the government of the Philippines' international commitments. The amount of such tax privileges shall be included in the financial proposal for purposes of comparative evaluation of bids. The lowest financial proposal, or F1, shall be given a financial score, or SF, of 100 points. The SF of other financial proposals shall be computed based on the formula indicated below. So, so using the formula, the bids then be ranked according to their combined ST and SF using the weights. ST is the technical score and technical proposal under consideration. T is the weight given to the technical proposal, and F is for the weight given to the financial proposal. So provided that the weights given to technical and financial proposal shall add up to 1.0. For item 20, ITB clause 27.2E, no negotiations pertaining to the financial proposal shall be undertaken. And for ITB clause 28.2, the bidder with the highest rated bid that complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions shall submit its latest income and business tax returns filed through the EFPS, the business licenses and permits required by law, and the key personal licenses. Failure to submit any of the post qualification requirements on time or finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of the RR of RA 9184. These are the forms for this project. Speech Securing Declaration, Financial Proposal Forms, FPF1, FPF2, FPF3, FPF4, FPF5, FPF6. And these are the bill of quantities as indicated in the bidding documents. That's all, Mr. Chair, for my presentation. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
All right, thank you. In the course of the presentation, did we admit any prospective bidders?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We have one bidder.
All right, let's open the floor for questions.
Yes, thank you. To the representative of a bidder, kindly state your name and the company you are representing. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Iris Palacio, and I'm from Ashana Construction Consultancy. Sir, question ko lang po regarding sa what's regarding financial, kung kailan po yung submission niya.
Pardon, ma'am. Medyo choppy po yung line niyo po.
Hello po, sir.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello po, sir. My name is Iris Palacio from Ashana Construction Consultancy. Sir, regarding po sa technical and financial, yung pinakita niyo pong documents kanina is already passed through. Itatanong ko lang po kung kailan po yung submission date po for technical and financial.
Apo. Based on the dates given by the BAC Secretariat, the submission of bids for technical and financial uh, sige lang po mama, ika-clarify ko lang po sa BAC Secretariat.
Sige po, thank you, sir.
Hello ma'am, thank you for waiting. The schedule for the submission of bids for the technical and financial is on September 19, 2023. Kindly take note po. And also, it will be also the date for the opening of the technical proposal. And then the opening of the financial proposal will be issued later on.
Anong oras po yung assign for the technical, sir?
That is 9:30 in the morning po, ma'am.
Same process pa rin po siya, like yung sa eligibility documents, yung may initial every pages and then yung pagination, tama po ba?
Yes po, ma'am, as stated po doon sa ating 10.4. I mean 16.4.
Okay po. And another question, kung sakali po na kami po ang kakapa ng project net, may we know yung processing for the site inspection?
For the process of the site inspection, ma'am, pwede po kayong makipag-coordinate po rito sa ADMS office sa 5th floor po sa main building ng CAAP.
For requesting ng site inspection, okay lang po ba siguro like mga 2 to 3 days ahead of time before the actual site inspection? Kasi for sure, mataas pa ng for approval before proceeding the actual date ng request namin for site inspection, sir.
Yes po, ma'am, mas maganda po yun na you inform us ahead of time bago po i-conduct natin yung inspection. Baka po kasi require pa po tayo nung ibang office like the CSI ng mga clearances po bago po makapag-proceed ng inspection. Any other question, ma'am? Or did I answer your questions?
Siguro kung pwede i-discuss ko pa kasi ito sa mga engineers if may clarification po sila regarding sa TOR. May I know kung kailan po kami pwede mag-submit for clarification.
Okay. So kung wala na po, if we do not have questions as of now, you do have, ma'am, 10 days before the opening of bids, or I mean 10 days before the submission and opening of the technical proposal, to submit your written questions or clarifications if there are any.
Okay. Do you have any further questions from other prospective bidders? All right. If there's none, as mentioned, you have until 10 days before the scheduled opening of the and submission of the bids to submit any clarifications that you were able to raise. So you still have an opportunity. With that, let's already close this pre conference. Maraming salamat po to everyone who attended online. And let's already dismiss the participants and proceed to the next item, please.